favorites video. I didn't actually get a lot of new things in the month of May, but I still thought I'd do a short little video to just tell you kind of what some of my favorite things I've been doing and working with, and you know, some of my favorite cards and books and things like that. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I'll start with cards. First of all, I'd just like to mention the two decks I've been working with for May a lot are the Llewellyn Tarot, which you've probably seen in my daily draws or if you follow the weekly tarot scopes. It's a really beautiful deck. It's a watercolor deck. It's got a Welsh Celtic theme to it. Really, really beautiful, just great artwork. I know some people have trimmed off the borders on this deck, and I do like the way it looks. I'm still too scared to trim any of the decks. Just beautiful, amazing, lovely artwork. I love Arthurian things, so I really loved working with this deck. And then I coupled it with the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle, which is another favorite of mine. I know it's a favorite of a lot of people. It's just a very beautiful, beautiful deck. As far as fairy decks go, I still think the Brian Froud decks are probably the closest to fairy energy, but I still really like this deck as well. I think the worst fairy deck that I've had is the Fairy Tarot. I found that one just did not feel like a lot of love was put into it. It definitely didn't have like the fae kind of vibe that even this one does. But I really enjoyed working with this deck. It'll be one of my favorites for sure as far as like a Lucy Cavendish kind of deck. The other deck that I don't know if I've shown you, but it's more of an affirmation deck is the Wisdom cards by Louise L. Hay. I also have her Power Thought cards, and it's just like a deck with affirmations in it. And there's like part of the affirmation on one side and then more on the other, and I've kind of been like pulling one a week and just really working with that one. Like, here's something I need to work on thought-wise, and they're just these really nice, uplifting cards. There's no guidebook with them. You don't really need them. You can just use this however you like. Maybe pull one as a thought for the day, or if you're feeling down, you can pull one. And they're just really nice, lovely cards. So that's one of my favorites for card-wise. Book-wise, I did a review of these two books earlier this week. One is How to Be an Artist, which is practical advice for being an artist, and then The War of Art, which is a good kick in the bum as far as being an artist and being a professional. And by professional, I mean in attitude. These two books are really great if you are a creative person or you're looking to get into creativity. Highly recommend these books. I also have been reading, and I haven't finished it yet, but it's Midlife is Not a Crisis, which sounds like a self-help book, but it's not. It's actually an astrology book, and it talks about the passages that we go through at certain ages in our life. Like, you know, 27, 28, we have our Saturn return, and what that means. And then, you know, when you're in your early 40s, you go through a Uranus opposition, which is what I'm going through right now. And you know, Chiron return in your early 50s. So it talks about all these different passages you go through at different ages and kind of what they mean and the issues that you need to negotiate at those times. So it's actually a really fascinating astrological book. So I have been reading that as well. And then, like I said, I didn't really get a ton of things this month. I did go and pick up some more guitar strings for my guitar, and I need to pick up a digital metronome. I know you can get metronome apps, but I kind of want a separate one, so I'm looking for one of those. Picked up some more guitar picks. These are my favorites. These are the Tortex 0.50 millimeter, the red ones. I really like these because they some are too thin and some are too stiff, and this one's like, I find like a nice happy medium. So these are my faves, and they're not super expensive. And then my favorite strings are the Ernie Ball 10s. Not super expensive, good strings for guitars. I really like them. So for those of you who don't know, I do play guitar, so I went and picked these up. So not terribly exciting. One of my favorites, I got it a while ago, but I've really been loving working with these, are Ink Tense watercolor pencils. They are amazing. Open it up, show you all the colors. Beautiful, amazing range of colors. Ah! And they all fall out. So I'm going to put them back in. That's fine. Ha ha ha. Anyway, the great thing about these pencils is you can color with them like you would with the normal pencil crayons, but you can also, if you put water on them, the color becomes even brighter. Like it's some of these, the color in it's kind of like a muted green or a muted blue. Like if you want, I can do a video just about these. And then you put water on them and they become super intense. And because it's a pencil, you can control more where the colors go, which I really, really like, because I started to get into watercolor a little while ago, and then someone recommended these and they were amazing. And they also go really well with ink as well. So really recommend these. Have to pick them up off the floor. I've also been doing more sketching. These are my favorite sketchbooks. These ones here. I don't really like the ones with a coil for some reason. I like the ones that are like in a book. Like I said, I had kind of gone through a period where I wasn't doing a lot of art. I wasn't feeling terribly inspired, and I really kind of got out of form. And then I started just drawing again. And so I started doing what I did when I was a teenager, which was I used to look at magazines, rock magazines, bands I liked, and draw them. And that's how I kind of learned to draw people. And then of course I went to art school and, you know, did all that stuff. But I was just started doing this just for fun. So I started drawing stuff again. So that's one there. Just pencil stuff. Nothing super fancy. But I've been enjoying drawing again, and there was something about drawing in a sketchbook and drawing this way that didn't have like a lot of pressure to it, that just kind of made it feel less precious. I find when I'm working on a painting for like a show or something, I'm very like, ugh, it's got to be perfect. But with this, just drawing for fun, it just makes it not so precious, and it's okay to make a mistake, and not everything has to be perfect. So I'm trying to think of anything else this month. Not a lot of things crystal wise, or I have been using a lot this lavender essential oil from Essentials. It came in a whole pack. There was like orange and rosemary and all stuff, but lavender is one of my favorite smells, and it also is really good for you if you have anxiety, apparently. Oh, so relaxing. I love lavender. So I've actually been keeping this kind of tightly in my purse and stuff, and so, you know, if I'm having any issues with nervousness or anxiety, this can help me out a lot. And then the other thing I got was, I got this Revlon black cherry lipstick. I kind of got away from, you know, I had been trying to, I follow some like beauty, gothic kind of beauty vloggers and stuff, and a lot of them are really into Sephora type stuff. And I tried some of it, but I found for the money, a lot of the stuff is just not, I mean, it's good, but it's not like $50 good. So, you know, I've just been kind of going back to like drugstore faves. So this is a Revlon, I don't know what kind, just because all these different brands. Super lustrous lipstick in black cherry, which I'm actually wearing right now. It looks like that. So you can build it up, you can make it quite dark if you want. But this has been my favorite lipstick this month. I should probably swatch it because my lipstick's probably, but that's it there. So that's it there. And it's like kind of like a creamy lipstick, but it's not one of those ones that, like, you know, some just come off right away. This one actually has like some staying power, which I really appreciate. So those are my favorites for the month of May. Let me know what you think. Have you read any of these books, worked with these cards? Do you like that lipstick? What do you think? Let me know. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.